In 2018, after reading the book, Why Liberalism Failed, Barack Obama said the following: "Why Liberalism Failed offers cogent insights into the loss of meaning and community that many in the West feel, issues that liberal democracies ignore at their own peril." Aside from offering this quote, Obama has never offered any sort of rebuttal, any criticism, or in any way has ever disputed the content of Patrick Deneen's book. In fact, from the quote, it appears that he agreed with what he read. This is a major problem for Obama. Why should anyone ever take anything you have to say seriously, Obama? You were presented with an argument that cut through the entire core of your political identity. Rather than respond to it, you admitted that the argument was correct. It reminds me of this exchange between Matt Walsh and a groyper.
Within 5 years of gay marriage being approved, we have drag kids, drag queen story hour, adults dancing with children at pride parades naked, decriminalization of AIDS transmission, kids being chemically castrated by the state, men competing in women's events, and Desmond is Amazing going on Good Morning America. In Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk's organization, they've started to promote pictures with drag queens such as, what was her name? Lady MAGA? Yeah. Have you seen that?
No.
No? Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. Lady MAGA?
Yeah, he was taking a picture with like a guy dressed as a woman.
Okay.
My question is, how long do you think it is before Turning Point USA or other conservative organizations start hosting their own conservative drag queen story hours? In other words, how long is it before corporate or conservative Inc., mainstream conservatism becomes effectively left-wing?
Okay. I can't speak to Turning Point USA or what their plans are. I have a feeling that drag shows probably aren't in their plans, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. But in terms of, generally speaking, conservatives embracing this sort of thing, and what you're talking about is more than anything the abuse of children, the sexual abuse of children. In terms of conservatives embracing that, so-called conservatives embracing it, it seems that the pattern is that conservatives generally will object to something, and then it happens anyway, and then within 10 years, most so-called conservatives are saying, yeah, that's okay. Right. And so I would say, generally speaking, I think that 10 years from now, probably there will be a lot of conservatives defending it, or at least saying that it's okay and we shouldn't interfere, unfortunately. I think that's the pattern. I think that's the pattern.
Okay, if you're admitting that what you're advocating for doesn't work, why should anyone listen to what you have to say, Matt Walsh? Yet Matt Walsh just keeps on going, like nothing happened. Just sweep it up. Likewise, Obama stumbles on and continues to promote the same ideas that he knows are wrong. Forget about Patrick Deneen's book, everyone. Just sweep it up. So Obama does this high school commencement speech that goes viral.
More than anything, this pandemic has finally torn back the curtain on the idea that so many of the folks in charge know what they're doing.
Here's my response. Number one, first of all, you are a liar. The pandemic didn't reveal America to be a failed state. You already knew that because you read Patrick Deneen's book and you agreed with it in 2018. Number two, you're awfully quick to criticize people, but I have not seen you ever propose any solutions to anything. Once again, perfectly embodied in your entirely impotent response to Patrick Deneen's book.
A lot of them aren't even pretending to be in charge.
Interesting. So let me get this straight. Number one, Obama, more than any other person, would probably be considered the czar of neoliberalism. Yet, number two, upon reading a book that argues persuasively that liberalism is a failed ideology and America is a failed state, Obama basically says he agrees with the book. Then, number three, During this high school commencement speech, he criticized other people for pretending to be in charge.
Broad majorities agree on the ends. That's why folks with power will keep trying to divide you over the means.
Okay, Obama. So if you're trying to promote unity, why are you giving a divisive speech blaming President Trump for the conditions of the pandemic? When you say things like, folks with power will keep trying to divide you, are you referring to yourself?
And on the big unfinished goals in this country, like economic and environmental justice and health care for everybody,
Here are my thoughts. Number 1, income inequality rose under your administration. You did not prosecute the people who caused the housing crisis. Why should anyone fight for any of these things when you were the most powerful man on earth for 8 years and you failed to fight for any of this? Number 2, you had the option of advocating for Medicare for all. Instead, you shilled for Obamacare, which was eventually passed. If you didn't fight for this when you were president, why should other people do it now? And of course, Obama has to bring up Ahmaud Arbery.
just as we see it when a black man goes for a jog and some folks feel like they can stop and question and shoot him if he doesn't submit to their questioning.
Here's my response, Obama. Number 1, you do understand that when you take what should be a local news story and turn it into a nationwide racial grievance, you're dividing people by race. You understand this, right? Number 2, when I first heard about this Ahmaud Arbery shooting, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I automatically assumed that the 2 men who were involved in his shooting were completely innocent. You know why? It's because of you, Obama. Because you lie so many times about things like this. For example, number 3, you lied about the circumstances of Henry Gates getting arrested for disorderly conduct. You lied about Trayvon Martin. You lied about Ferguson. You constantly lie about all of these things because you are a racist and you don't care about the consequences of you talking about this stuff.
What is new is that so much of your generation has woken up to the fact that the status quo needs fixing.
Yeah, the first thing the new generation should do is stop listening to people who are entirely useless, like yourself, Obama.